Welcome back to Cooking with Gloria. Today I want to share with you some chicken breast in barbecue sauce. Of course, the barbecue sauce is made at home. But first things first, my apron is on, my hands are clean, and I am ready to show you my ingredients. These are my ingredients. I have garlic powder, black pepper, Himalaya salt, onion powder, potatoes, breast bone in, and of course our barbecue sauce made at home. You know, when you cook at home and you cook with love, everything comes out delicious. So let's get started. Let's make this delicious barbecue breast in the oven. So let's get started.
I want to start here with my potatoes. I have 5 Russell potatoes, which I'm just going to cut the ends of them just like this. Every single one, I'm doing the same thing. I like to do this part first so that I am able to start peeling and taking all the skin off completely. Making sure that I take all these little black and brown spots that sometimes the potatoes come with. After I finish peeling all the potatoes, I'm gonna cut them just in half. We don't want to go ahead and cut it more than, more pieces. We just want to cut it in half so that it will absorb all the delicious flavor of the chicken. Once this is completely done, I'm gonna transfer it back to my little plate and let's go and rinse them out. We want to make sure that we remove all the extra starches and remove all the little dirt that it might have. So let's just run it through running water and then rinse them completely, making sure that we take all the liquids out. Once this is done, well then I am ready to start preparing them in my baking dish. But before I do that, I'm going to add on the bottom just a little bit of vegetable oil, maybe a tablespoon. You want to make sure that you rub it on your baking dish right on the bottom and on the sides, because we're going to add our potatoes and we don't want the potatoes to get stuck to the bottom or burn on the bottom or the sides. I'm just adding them right in the middle. And you know something? I'm going to put this aside because right on the top, I'm going to add my chicken breast bone in. Here I have my chicken breast and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rinse them out completely, making sure that everything is really nice and rinsed both sides. Running water is going to really take all the extra germs, anything that they might have. And you know something, here, these are completely done. My chicken breasts are really large. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut them in between the bone. I want each piece to have a piece of bone. You know that the bone really gives a delicious flavor to the chicken breast and to all those juices that they're going to drop. They're going to go into our potato, and the potato is going to absorb all this delicious flavor. Please be careful. I don't want you to get cut with the knife or even with the bone when you start cutting it. So take your time, do it carefully. Make sure that every piece of chicken breast has a little piece of bone. Well, here, look, I'm just doing it carefully, cutting it in between, making sure, like I said, if your chicken breast is small, you don't need to cut it. Just leave it the way it is. But mine are pretty large, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Now, when this is completely done, as you could see, the potatoes are on the bottom, and the chicken, I just laid it right on the top. And I'm going to start adding all my spices right on the top. Remember, The salt is to taste, okay? Once you added all your spices on the top, we need to rub them in, making sure that every single piece is coated with all the spices. Just like this, let's rub it in, making sure that all the pieces are really coated with all the spices. Let me show them to you so that you could see how the chicken breast looks from close up. Well, here, look at this. They are really nice and coated. And this is how we want them. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and cover with foil paper, making sure that everything is really nice and tight so that all those little, all the steam really stays inside. Of course, I'm not gonna cook it indoors because it's really hot here in California. I'm cooking it in my second kitchen that I have outdoors. I'm gonna cook it for 35 minutes for 350 Fahrenheit, and then I'll see you back when I'm removing them. Well, here 35 minutes have passed and I'm getting it out of the oven, and let me show you how this is it really smells really good, but how the chicken breast looks. Be careful. They are nice and steamed. The flavor and everything, you could really smell all those spices. And this is when I'm gonna add all my homemade barbecue. We want to go ahead, add everything on the top. It's about 2.5 cups of just homemade barbecue. Of course, you already have this recipe in my channel. And now I'm just gonna make sure that I cover every single piece. And of course, the potatoes are on the bottom and they're gonna take all these delicious flavors. We're gonna put it one more time in the oven for another 30 minutes. Uncovered, so that everything gets really nice and brown and the barbecue sauce gets nice and thick. So here, I'm gonna leave it in here for 30 minutes. And now let's see how this came out. This is done. Let's see how the barbecue looks, how the chicken breast is looking. Look at this. Look how delicious. The barbecue got so nice and thick, and it got really coated, the chicken breast, and these are completely done. This is done, and I can't wait for the presentation because I really want to taste this delicious barbecue chicken. See you in a bit. I am completely done with this chicken breast, completely covered with barbecue sauce. Of course, the barbecue sauce was made here at home and you already have the recipe in my channel. Let me see how this came out. Of course that I made it on my second kitchen, which is outside, so I don't start getting my home so hot. It's so hot here in California that yes, I didn't use my oven here inside my home. I used the one of my second kitchen. Let's see how this came out. Excuse me. You know something? The potato absorbed all that delicious flavor of the chicken. The potato, I put it right on the bottom of my baking dish, and it really absorbed all the delicious juices of the chicken. And it's nice and tender, and the barbecue was even better. Nice and spicy, nice and thick. Excuse me. This just came out amazing.
I hope that you could prepare it at home, enjoy it with your family like I enjoy it here at home. Remember, if you liked and loved my recipe, please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, share my video on social media with friends, with neighbors, with relatives, so Cooking with Gloria keeps growing. Thank you so much for sharing my videos. Don't forget to push the notification bell, and if you did, leave it activated so every time I make a new recipe, yes, you will be notified. Before I say I see you soon, I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and love. And of course, I will stay enjoying every single piece of this chicken breast. See you in the next delicious recipe. Bye-bye.